Hello my beautiful puddings. Today we're going to be making a completely new style of doll. It's a completely posable doll that I've never made before. It's kind of something that I've been thinking about for a long time, but I just haven't had the time to do it or the courage either. So it's going to be a bit of a different direction that I'm going in. I don't know if I'm going to make as many of my smaller dolls as I used to, but I feel like this is going to be more me and more able to fit into a complete brand, because I feel like a lot of the dolls I've been making in the past, they're just kind of random. They don't all fit in together and they don't really reflect me and the style of anything else that I do. It's not all cohesive and recognizable. So I designed these dolls and I love them and I want to start making them, and so hopefully you guys will want to come with me. This one will be a 4-part video, 4 parts of series, I guess you'd say. So the first part that we're going to do today will be the pattern and the first test. Second part will be the real body of a first doll. Third part will be the face details and the eyes and things like that. And then the fourth part will be the clothes. So most of the clothes I've been designing for this style of doll have been Victorian and Edwardian kind of clothes, which I used to make when I was fashion designing. But anyway, I hope you guys want to come with me, and I hope you all have a great day and enjoy the video. So this is the first designs that I've done of my new dolls. We've got Jerry, Torty and our frog Patrick. And we're going to start with Jerry, but we're going to just be doing the pattern of her body, and it will be the same for Torty as well when I get there. And the pattern will be quite versatile in that I'll be able to change the shape of a lot of things, the shape of the head and stuff like that, because the wireframe will still stay pretty much the same. So what we had to do to start was to draw this little sketch of the actual shape of the body. The legs will be a little bit different because they'll be cat legs and not human legs, but it won't really be that much of a difference. So what I did was I drew this. This is the template that I actually used to draw the dolls, so I can see the scale of them, and I photocopied this on the printer and I enlarged it and I got this, and this will be the actual size of the dolls. They're quite big. If I get one of my other ones, this is the serpentine doll, so it'll be about the same height, but as you can see it's got a massive head and chunky body and short little legs. But it's good because I wanted something that's completely different shape. It's something that I can use more for animals and not just a feminine person. This purple outline is the wireframe, but first I'm going to start with trying to draft the pattern, and then we'll go on to making the frame because I want to make sure that it fits inside the body. So we'll sew the body first and then make the frame, even though I've already got it here. But yeah, let's go. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do to make the pattern is I think I'm going to do the head, and then I think I'm going to have it so it's more rounded than flat like my other ones, so it'll have darts in it instead of just being 2 flat pieces. And then we'll do the body, the legs and the arms. And the legs I'll probably do 2 separate ones. I'll do humanized legs and cat legs to start with. Alright, let's go. When you're making a pattern like this, you always have to make the head or any of the body parts bigger than what they actually are, because you have to allow for body to wrap around, to curve on the sides. If you make it as small as what it is in the drawing, it will end up tiny, especially the arms, and that they'll end up really narrow and skinny. You have to make sure that you add extra, and that's a matter of trial and error. It depends on the stretch of your fabric as well. And also, the narrower a shape is, the less you would have to add. So if you're going to have skinny little arms anyway, you would only add a little bit. But if you want to have a big, fat, round belly, you'd have to add more. I know that probably doesn't make much sense at all, but it's about the journey and having fun and learning, not just, well, unless you do it for a profession, but if you want to do it for a profession, you're not going to be listening to my advice and my haphazard ways anyway. I've got a head and a body. Now, the next step that I have to do is prepping the felt. Now I'm going to be changing all my dolls over to wool, 100% wool felt. So I've got a lot of acrylic felt to use up. But the problem with that is I'm making the pattern so that it can be made only in wool felt. And this acrylic felt, it's fine one way and hasn't got any stretch, but the other way it's quite stretchy. So I'm going to put interfacing on it so that it doesn't stretch. The problem with that is the interfacing has one-way stretch as well. So I have to put it the opposite way to which it's the felt stretches. That's okay because it's just a test and it'll help me use up some of the old acrylic felt anyway. Size is pretty good. Yeah, so it could be a tiny bit smaller. I don't want the head too big because I don't want it to be like a giant bowl head, and I don't want the whole doll to just be huge because I feel like that's a bit excessive. The eyes are going to be 2 centimeters, but once they've got eyelids and stuff, it'll be a lot smaller. And then what about height? It's just these cheeks. I just need to bring the cheeks in a little bit, this bit, more like that. Beep, beep. That's pretty good, and fix that. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with that. Alright, then we'll do the tummy. Okay, so the body I didn't stuff as much because I want the body to be flexible. Once it's got the skeleton in it, the wire armature, it'll have arms and legs, and I want it to be able to bend at the waist and kind of like twist around and stuff that a normal body can do. So even though the seams on the sides might not be as flat as I'd normally like, that's not too bad because I'll be able to move. I'll do the same with the legs because normally I stuff them really firmly like I have the head. It's got like not much sponge in it, whereas this one's like all the way down. I usually would do that with the arms and legs on my other dolls, but on these ones they're going to be a bit squishy. But we'll have a look and we'll see. Yeah, it's probably about 1 centimeter too low. And then the sides, they're only a couple mil out. So that's not too bad, we can fix that. Just go like this. Not those ones, they're fabric scissors. Alright, how do they look together? Starting to look like this. Not looking much like my drawings, but it'll get there. And it's strange kind of having a doll with a big head and a big body. I'm used to them kind of having really tiny little ones and then just big long legs. But no, I think it's going well so far. Okay, so here we've got the original head pattern, and I have edited it a couple of times. The variations are very, very slight. I've just made it slightly smaller. I don't know if you can really see the edge. I've made it slightly smaller. I've changed the position of the darts, and I made the chin a little bit more defined. So we can get rid of those two. That's the third one. The body, I've just made a tiny bit shorter here. It's about 1 centimetre shorter. So hopefully that will fit on better. And now we're gonna pattern make the arms and the legs, which I'm a little bit worried about. That's alright. So off we go. When I put the arm on, it's not gonna attach like the button joint. It's not gonna just stick on there. It's gonna actually come around like so and attach. And I wanna make it so that it's not straight down like this and not straight out like that, kind of like at a 45-degree angle, so that when it's moved it has kind of a full range of motion, front and back and up and down. I imagine on these dolls their arms aren't going to go all the way up, so the joint on the shoulder there won't be as important. Belly didn't come out quite as full as I wanted. It's not quite like the head, it's a bit narrow. I might end up changing it a bit later and put some darts in the back. If we think about a leg on side profile, I want to keep this shape, but we need the foot and we need the hip. So we're going to do human leg and a human foot. So the foot would come out like this. Want more of a rounded shape here, and a rounded shape for your tushy, and a rounded shape for your front, and more of a straight shape on the shin. A knee, she's gonna have a knee, and then we have a foot. All I know is that when I sew the toes, I'm gonna start flat there. I think that's okay. The hip. What shape do I want the hip to be? If we say the ankle's there, we draw the ankle there. And this will be the outside leg. Alright, I'm just going to draw where the crutch will be, where I want the legs to attach to, because when I make all of this, it's not going to be sewn like this, and the leg's not going to sew on. It's going to have the pattern will actually, I'll change the pattern and it'll have a hole in it and it all gets sewn together. Back looks good, front looks good. Maybe I want the tummy to kind of poke out more, and I have it down like that. Don't know if it'll, if I could needle felt tummy on, or boobs or whatever. Maybe it's a bit high there. bit too much cut. Just a little bit. But the front's probably good and the length's probably good, but maybe it needs more thigh action. I'm not putting any definition on the hands yet because I want it to more be about the actual arm shape. Hands don't matter. Hands come easy. Once you've got the arm shape, hands are easy. And a lot of the hands, I'm kind of unsure yet if they might do like needle felted fingers around the bare wire, and then the arm will be needle felted into that. That sounds really ridiculous and complicated, and I can't even begin to explain it properly, but when we do it, you'll see and you'll understand. That is why I do not like this felt. Can you guys see that tiny little white bit? That's a bit of hard plastic. And this is one of the main reasons why I've stopped using this felt and we've gone to wool felt, because there's no clumps of random plastic in it, which I just stuffed with my scissors. Alright. Little chubsters, I love it. Little chubby legs. I'm so excited to make this doll. I'm actually almost in tears because I just love these little chubby legs and I can't wait to make a gnome. Really. Alright, ow, pin this off. I don't know how to make it more square, or make it actually square, or have a seam in the end. I suddenly feel like I have no idea how to make feet. This is nowhere near as chunky as I actually want it. Just like half of that. Alright, so how does it compare to this? Okay, so the foot needs work. Don't know how the heel works when you sew that down. We'll figure it out. I think, I don't know, what's it like onto here? Needs to be chunkier, definitely. Didn't think about any of this because I pattern made it like that. Oh, this is how my brain works. Well, this is how my brain doesn't work. That's what I should say. You guys are probably just like, what the actual fuck are you doing? This is why I say don't listen to my instruction on the first time I'm doing things around. Because this is a journey video, not an instructional video. Oh my god, okay. The back, that bit looks good. This bit looks good. Like I said, it's all about forming the shape. Even if the shape is incredibly off, you know, you just gotta do it. And then now, once I've done it, I know what I gotta do now. Length is good. I want this bit and this bit wider. The foot, still don't know what we're doing with the foot. This bit's fine. The outside, so where the black line is, we gotta pattern make it up higher. So go up and around and then back down. And then on this inside bit's gonna have to come up higher. inside and the outside. But yeah, we'll take a look at another doll maker that has feet kind of this style, and I just want to have a look at what the shape their patterns are at. So that bit's fine, and then it comes around to the front. And the knee, I don't know what I want to do about the knee. Maybe actually make a knee, because it's kind of sticking out there. Oh, can you see where this has gone? It's going, but we kind of want the knee here, not there. So I don't want it sticking out that much. I just want it a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'll cut this one out first, and then I'll place it on that, and then I can see to make sure that the seams are the same, because you want the seams that are joined to match, otherwise it'll distort the shape. Alright, we're going to go take a look at, I think they're called Rock and Doll, and have a look at their feet. So here we are on Rock and Doll on their Instagram page. And if we have a look, find a good picture of a foot. It's got the seam straight across the toes and then a seam down the middle. Here's another picture where you can kind of see their little toes. And that's a good one there too. We're gonna redo this foot. So the heel will pretty much stay the same, except for the fact that it's tiny. So we do want to make it bigger, because I want their feet to be fairly big anyway, especially for like gnomes and stuff. I don't know why I'm so fixated about doing the gnomes. When I was a kid, I used to borrow this book from the library that was about gnomes, and I just freaking loved it so much. I'll find out what it is, and I'll put a link in the description so you guys can see why I'm so obsessed. My mum would remember that bloody gnome book. We do it straight across, and then when you sew it, you actually fold there, and then you sew this bit to that bit, which sounds really strange, but it'll be like if you had a seam there and it was like blip. Alright, so what I was talking about with this is when you sew it, you sew all that seam and you sew this seam, but when you get to the foot, you sew it flat like that. Then we put this on here to make sure that it's mirrored. We line our top seams up, we line our guesstimate seams up that I've already drawn on there. A number 2 leg, and that's the inside. Now we've got a number 2 leg, and we've got an outside. Now, off camera, I made this little leg, but I'm still not happy with how the foot is. But it looks pretty good. Can bend it, bend the foot. When it's attached to the body, it'll bend quite well too. So it's got the dip down. It'll fit on there. And I made this dip a little bit lower as well, so the leg's not sticking out, so it'll be able to come in more there. Yeah, so it's going alright. I've made it a little bit shorter from the top, and then the body being shorter as well will help it to scrunch all in. But the main problem I'm having is I don't like how narrow it is. This bit is the body, and I wanted it to have a bit of a belly and a little bit of a butt. So this here is the belly, that's the waist. So we've got the belly starting at the waist and coming down, and this is the back. so it's got a little bit of back shoulder definition. This is the side seam, and this is the side seam. I didn't do the matching, I apologize, like this. It should have been done like that, reverse. So we've got a little bit of definition in the back shoulder. Come in and have a waist, low waist, and then a bit of a butt. So what I'm actually going to do is make a new body, and then I'll come back, and I swear I should probably make an arm at some point, huh? Yeah, we'll get there. Alright, when we come back, it'll be done. I haven't got the leg done yet, but while I was doing this, I wanted to show you guys. This is the old body, and I've chopped it up to get the stuffing out so I can make the new one. But here are my patterns for the new one. This is the back, this is the front. I've put a little F and B on there. So what I've done here, I've chopped the 1 centimeter off that it was longer at the bottom, so now it's the same height. And what we're going to do is cut the leg holes on this pattern, and then I can transfer it onto the new body. So this has got the belly and the little butt, but we haven't stuffed it yet, so just wanted to do this bit first. I should have maybe left one side of the leg covered because now it's sticking out, but you can kind of see the shape it's taking now. This is the front with a big belly, and that's the back with a little bit of shoulders and a little butt. I've got my third leg. I was sewing the toes up. I don't know if I like it that much. I started thinking once I was sewing it up that maybe I should have done it like my other dolls with the round like foot. Well, not round, this one would be foot shaped, but I don't know. I imagine all the humans would probably be wearing shoes and stuff anyway, so maybe it's not that big a deal. Alright, leg assessment. Profile this way looks okay. I don't like how that seems not flat and that seems not flat, but they would even each other out if they were actually flattened. Let's put more stuff in there. Alright, so what I've done here when I've designed this arm, so I've designed the arm like it would sew on at the front. It would sew straight on like that, and it would be straight. But what I want it to be is like this, sideways, like the leg. So the definition is sideways. So then what we do is draw the center point of each bit of the arm. That's the armpit, and that's the top of the shoulder. And then just trace on there that shape around both ways. And that one there, and that'll shape both the front and the back. And that one's going to have to come up further, and that's going to have to come up further. And there, we should have a pretty solid shape. I don't know if I want a slight bend in it. Anyway, this is the main bit that we need to worry about now. As you can see, my lovely mess that I have made here. We have a little arm. I think the size is pretty good. Don't know yet. It's a good angle. Let's put a little. I think this armpit's probably a bit too low. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just cut the shoulder off a bit lower, because it comes almost the whole way down to the waist. But we want it to be up quite high. All in all though, like once the wire's in, it'll be able to go down or out, or fold in and hold something. Draw a bit on here. I'll sew it on. Maybe I'll sew, when I make the proper one, across the elbow like I do on my other dolls, and it'll just help give it a bit more definition. I'm sorry that the computer has to be in the background. I can't see what I'm filming without it being there. Hopefully soon I'll figure out another way to do that. Oh, I didn't mark on the pattern where the arms go. .5 on the front, 1.5 on the back. That's alright. And how big's the armhole? 2 centimeters across. It looks so ridiculous. Oh no, I think the little can you see the little butt? I would have liked if that could actually make the butt, but maybe I should have made this lower, like at the front, so that the butt could have more of a shape. I don't know how I feel about it. I often feel like that after I make things though, like I don't know if it's exactly what I was thinking, but then I look at it against this, I think it's good. And that's it. That's the mock done. That's part 1 dusted. I am going to change the darts in its head a little bit, because I did change the pattern, but I think I'm going to make them shorter, and then possibly make the back of the head 2 parts so that it's got more of a curvature on the back of the head and the front can be flat, because with these dolls I'm going to do a lot of needle felting detail on the face to build up definition profile wise, so they'll all have noses and things like that, like more defined cheeks and brow lines and stuff, so won't need as much shape on the front, but I want the shape of the head. But on the back I might make more of a shape, because it's currently sitting down like that, and I'm not doing anything for it to be like that. That's just the shape that this neck has made. It will be able to go straight in once it's got wire in it, but I think having a rounder shape in the head will help it to sit up naturally as well. But yeah, that's it guys. Part 1's done. Thank you so much for watching along with me through my hectic misadventures, I guess you could call it. So, alright, hopefully you'll join me for part 2. Bye!